thought Andrew and Damien's idea was completely ridiculous and would never work, and I was amazed at how high they got.
Hey guys, Andrew from Cheap Jokes here. We're here with Jay and Stani, Lego Masters Season 2 contestants. Welcome guys, how you going?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Andrew, for having us.
Stani, that's an impressive collection you've got behind you. So we saw that on your backstory.
Yes, it's,
Cool.
definitely. I've been collecting since I was 7.
Jay, I can see you've got your space set next to you there that you had in your picture as well.
Yeah, I've got a few things set up. I've actually just moved into a new house, so I'm in the process of getting all my Lego back out.
You know, it has become a bit of a common trend through the series, your t-shirts, Jay. Which wiggle are you hoping to replace?
Well, one of these days I'm hoping to get Captain Feathersword, but it hasn't happened yet.
Fantastic. All right, so we're off.
Classic.
I might have been lined up by another contestant for that question. So let's do a bit of a recap on the series so far. Episode 1, a whole new world. You guys did the Magna Tower with the roller coaster. There was something I noticed in your gift that they kind of didn't mention. Anyone want to fill us in on this?
Yeah, Jay, you got this one.
Yeah, so it was kind of glossed over in the actual episode, but while we were building our little gift, Stani thought it would be hilarious to make it a bit of a Trojan horse and rig the entire thing with dynamite.
Bit cheeky, guys, so let's not dwell on that too long and move across to some actual dynamite, the hero shot. You did a little medieval castle kind of build. You got the element of chalk. Was this your first choice of element, if you could have picked?
It actually was.
Right.
It definitely was my first choice. I thought it would look good with all the dust and things. In hindsight, after watching the explosions, I feel like the water and the slime potentially gave a little bit more, and the dust didn't cover up the explosion as much.
It was great. It was being like a little kid again. The whole experience has been like a kid, just blowing things up and yeah.
Both of you guys are quite Lego purists. Damaging Lego, did it kind of like set off some triggers?
No, definitely not. We've probably done everything you can possibly imagine with Lego. We've drilled holes in it, painted it, melted it.
Episode 3, Fairy Tale Challenge, you guys did Rapunzel. Tim made a good point when I spoke to him about episode 3 that the key part of the story is what you're going to get judged the most on. Did Brickman sort of come down on you with the hair at all?
Yeah, I did a lot of experimenting with the hair that wasn't shown in the actual episode, but that was pretty much the one we landed on, and it was a little thicker than I would have liked, but I was pretty happy with it.
We made do with what the pieces we had and the colours we had too, as well, because they didn't have all the yellows we needed to make the hair smaller. And that's as small as we could possibly make it.
And you guys are known as the Tower Kings, undisputed Tower Kings.
As soon as I announced the challenge, both me and Jay looked at each other and go, yeah, we got this.
I sort of instantly lent on Stani in this one. You know, his experience with building a lot of towers at home. I straight away just said, you tell me what to do and we'll make it happen. We went with sort of a traditional skyscraper structure with pillars and then sort of floors. And then we were able to just very quickly accelerate vertically up. And then once we got to about our height, we started a second tower next to it. And we were able to very carefully and scarily lift it onto the top, and luckily it didn't fall over, and we achieved a pretty amazing height.
I feel like that was a second thought for a lot of contestants, was once you reach that kind of 2 meter mark, is like, oh crap, we're kind of got to go higher without a stool.
Yeah, well, we certainly were thinking from the start, like we're going to have a whole second tower standing here to lift up. Thought Andrew and Damien's idea was completely ridiculous and would never work, and I was amazed at how high they got.
The Tower Kings, you did win, getting you an extra hour in the hanging brick. Do you feel you used your time wisely?
Definitely. I think we used that hour really wisely. We spent a little bit extra time sort of planning and sort of honing in on our idea, and then we really were able to smash out a whole bunch of our planetoid base with our technical skills, making the flat sort of top, and then Stani building the kebab, but is you know.
It was a kebab.
It was. It looked like one for sure.
But it was also a bit of an hour of education for the other teams on how to build their platform or how to start with the brick. Were you kind of trying to hide stuff?
I don't know that we were trying to hide anything. I think we were just trying to go as fast as we could to get as much of a head start, use that head start as best as we possibly could. And we had a lot of technical structure there to build to hold that weight of that thing up.
Yeah.
We were scared of the actual cable breaking because of the weight. Because they said they did have, I think the producers, they did mention something about some of the cables did snap in testing.
What was the weight threshold, do you know?
I believe they said it was around 20 kilos. My guess is that we put around 12 or 13.
Episode 5, another episode that you guys would have just absolutely loved. So the make and shake tower. You went with a different technique in a way to everyone else with the tires down the bottom, which was an amazing theory. What else do you feel you could have done to your structure to help it survive?
I think we didn't count on so much jumping up and down. We were more thinking it was going to go side to side than more than up and down. And that's how the sort of tower started floating. The main thing, we were just having fun with that one, I think, because there was an elimination, so we thought, yeah, why not just have a bit of fun.
What does it matter? You could have done with that immunity coming up to the 3D challenge, right?
Well, who knew?
Who knew? You could tell by your faces, you didn't really feel this challenge. It's not a tower build, or there was some difficulty. What happened concept-wise?
I think what happened concept-wise was in the brief, when we were given the brief, we got too caught up in the art side. They talked about, like, we want a piece of 3D art that can hang in a gallery. We got a bit too caught up on the art side of that and panicked a bit there, rather than just having fun and doing something big and fun. We kind of thought they were going for more of an actual piece of art.
Yeah, right.
And I think that really sort of just put us on our back foot from straight away. We sort of didn't know exactly where to go. I still am truly proud of I really love the piece we put up.
Yeah.
I just feel like we went for more of a drawing your eye to the center rather than bursting out of the middle.
And you did put in some last minute 3D attempts. Were you hoping this was going to get you over the line?
I personally was not happy with the Cupid, just purely because it broke the reality of the scene. Before the Cupid was added, it could have been essentially, an actual real world scene that was a snapshot in time. Yeah. And that sort of broke the reality of that for me.
In hindsight, knowing what you know now, after walking out, what would you have built?
I've been thinking about that a lot.
Dinosaur, like a T-Rex coming out, or
even a robot just smashing out through the middle of smashing through buildings. I was very much trying to get away from doing yet another skyline.
It's honestly a surprise to see you guys leave the competition this early, essentially. I know we're like halfway through, but it's still early for such amazing builders like yourself. But Jen and Jody, they met the brief a little clearer, I guess. So we had to say goodbye to you.
Yep.
But it wasn't over just yet for you guys. Now, I'm guessing you would have had a couple of days off in between leaving. Did they send you back home to New South Wales?
Yeah.
Yes, they did,
We were able to visit our families in the break.
Then they brought you back. Did they tell you why you had to come back?
Yeah. We were informed basically the day after we were eliminated. We were informed that we were going to be coming back, but we had to be extremely secretive about that to make sure that the surprise for the rest of the contestants was maintained.
We had to pack up our car really quickly. The other contestants helped us pack up the car. We were, see you later, bye. So then we drove the car to the studio, and they hid the car, the producers and stuff, they hid the car somewhere in the studio. You walked through the doors. What was the vibe from everyone seeing you guys show back up?
Shock and excitement. Yeah, everyone seemed super excited to see us again. We were super excited to see everyone again. From day one, it felt like, your second family. You spend a lot of time together, and they're all such great people.
We got a great sense of that from episode 3, where Annie and Runa left us as the first team, and there was a big group hug at the end. You know, you guys have barely known each other at this point, but there's still that, you know, huge bond that had formed at this point.
Oh yeah, I think there was bonds there before we even started shooting the first episode.
So you were put to head with the team that you're in the bottom 2 with on the 3D challenge. So once again, it was a Jen and Jody versus Jay and Stani challenge going on here. And you guys picked the Game Boy. Why the Game Boy?
I guess from some of the other objects that were available there, the Game Boy certainly had a lot of complexities to it. But when I saw things like an old rotary telephone or a roller skate, to me, those round, complicated, sculptable shapes were even more difficult. Jen and Jody instantly jumped on the Polaroid, and, you know, a bit of retro probably came out in me. You know, I collect a lot of old computers, so kind of grabbed the Game Boy, and there'll be lots of rounded greys here.
Do you think taking a more complicated shape like a roller skate could have helped get you past the line?
Probably not in the time frame. I think the time frame was pretty tight.
3 hours.
We had probably 3 to 4 hours for the roller skate. I think we could have done it. But 2 hours for the roller skate, I think that was going to be pushing it.
I would have been spending a lot of time just trying to work out how to even sculpt a shape like that. I mean, yes, you can get away with your wheels with some Technic inserts and stuff like that. You know, just take the centers out of wheels. They're sort of taken care of.
It would have been cool to see what you guys would have built for the Above and Below challenges. Any ideas?
We had a lot of ideas beforehand. We were drawing in books and discussing a lot of ideas before the competition and during the competition. And one that came to mind as soon as they did the Above and Below is I had a great idea for doing a bank heist. So, you know, a sewer below, and then the guys drilling up to a bank and breaking into a bank. Yeah. Then I thought, that's kind of boring. We'll have them have drilled up and then have actually broken through to the cafe next door to the bank and having everyone running out. Like, seeing some of the other builds, I can't say whether that would have kept us in the competition, because they did some amazing stuff for that one.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching you guys build. Unfortunately, you're going to miss out on the next build, which is Out of This Galaxy, which I think you would have loved. But all the best with life after Lego Masters. Thanks, Jay and Stani.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Andrew.